friend, Chef Warren Berman here from Great Temptations
Great
Catering.
Temptations
Chef Warren, we love when you're here, buddy. Give it up for Chef Warren, everybody. Come on, come on.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Chef Warren is also, he's not here alone today.
No.
We have someone else with us today. Who is that?
He brought along his friend Lester.
Lester,
or not Lester.
Larry.
It's Larry the
Larry
Lobster.
and Lester.
Larry Lester.
So today we're going to do sort of a
Larry's
fancy.
still moving.
Of course he's moving. Now that's a good point because you never cook a dead lobster.
No.
And the reason is because if they're dead, they release neurotoxins
So
into
you
the
cook
meat.
them alive.
You cook them alive.
Oh.
But they do not scream. That's a farce. If you do hear anything, that's just air escaping.
Yeah.
Really?
Honest
Because
to
you
God.
do hear that.
You don't all the time.
What is
No? Okay. Wait, we're just
Okay.
going to...
If
Now-
a tree fell in the forest, does anybody hear? Sorry.
Natasha, another
Yes.
lesson for you. Do you know how to tell a male lobster from a female lobster?
I do not.
Well,
I
you
haven't
see these
studied the lobster
see
Yep.
these,
anatomy.
See these little legs here? Well, if they're
Yeah.
hard, guess what gender it is?
I beg your
I
pardon.
don't-
This is
that's
a
a loaded
family show,
question.
Chef Warren Berman.
Okay. Male?
Correct. And if they're soft, they're female, which has the roe, and which is great. This happens to be a male guy.
Okay.
Okay, so we got our water boiling here. We're going to throw some lemon juice in here and some
Hi,
salt.
Larry.
Hi, Larry. He's
Now, the other
moving
secret
from-
when you're cooking lobsters is you want to take off the elastics. And most people don't. They go,
That's
why?
right.
Because if you don't, then you have
Cooking
rubber tasting
the-
water.
Yeah,
do.
Yeah, you're cooking the elastics.
Don't worry, everything's good,
Oh,
folks.
my friend, we've never had this. This is a real daytime debut.
all right.
Live lobster.
Do you want to say any
No.
parting
No,
words?
No. Don't worry. This is all good. This is a
Don't
family
worry,
show.
Mr. Lobster.
Okay.
Just go into the white light.
So, now we've got our lobster.
Okay.
But before we do our lobster, what we're going to do...
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I
sorry,
understand.
I
I understand your dilemma.
I am a humanitarian to a degree. So
But you're a meatitarian.
I'm a meatitarian
meatitarian.
too. I do love my
Okay,
meat.
so
I hunt and gathered that lobster.
lobster thermidor traditionally is mornay sauce and cheese
There goes my
and mushrooms. We're going
Right.
to take it up a little notch. We're going to do some foie gras because Christian missed it out last time.
Oh, Christian loves the foie gras.
So we're going to do some nuggets of foie gras, and we're going to do some porcini mushrooms, and we're going to saute everything in truffle oil.
Truffle oil.
I was just going to mention, too, for those of you who are concerned about the way the lobster's prepared,
Right.
do a little research on foie gras. You won't feel so bad.
Really?
Yeah. But foie gras is unbelievable.
But that's the right way to do
Right.
the lobster, right? And any
Absolutely.
restaurant will prepare it like that because
Now,
they know.
well, you know, there's
right?
different ways. The Chinese people,
Yeah.
when they cook like a black bean lobster, what they do is they take it live and they split it down the middle,
Right.
live, and then they cut it up, and then they deep fry it,
Right.
and then they make the sauce.
But you're telling me that if you kill it before, it releases toxins
No,
from
if
the
it's
head?
dead, you have to, and I'll show you. When I cut them open, I'll show you how it works.
Fascinating.
Okay, so
That is
let's get our...
fascinating. So what was that?
Those are porcini mushrooms, and they've been soaking in my friend's here's favorite liquor is Jack Daniels. Yes, stand back so I don't squirt you.
It's all good.
Yeah. And now this is another lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you
You'll
quick.
see it. You absolutely see it.
Okay, so we have Mr. Lobster.
No, show this is great.
Now, this here is a Sherry Foie Gras sauce,
A Sherry Foie Gras sauce.
which is going to be our base sauce.
Oh.
And foie gras, for anybody who doesn't know, what is it exactly?
It's the liver of a duck or a goose.
But since it's our national bird, it's a
Absolutely.
duck. Okay,
Absolutely.
so here, when you're cleaning a lobster, you want to take out the sack of the head. That you can't eat.
Yep.
So we throw that away.
Be very careful, too.
You want to take the tail meat out.
Yes.
Now this guy's a male, so there's not a lot of tamale, which is a lot of green and eggs.
Right.
But we'll use we'll scoop out what we can for that, and we'll take out the brain sack, which you don't want to eat.
No.
So we take the claws off because we're going to cut those up. And, okay, so we put these guys up here because we're going to stuff them.
Yes.
So
So you're using
love
that
it.
as... You're so comfortable with this. Obviously.
you know what? I have anger issues apparently.
You know what? So many people like waste. If you're going to buy the lobster, watch the way Chef Berman is getting everything together because there is no waste. The shells, everything can be used for something after.
Exactly.
And in true cook fashion, you will use everything too.
Correct.
Very important.
We used. I used to make lobster oil out of the shells. We'd roast the shells and.
Right. So much flavor is in the
But
shell.
also, underneath here is the lungs. And what you do is you pull back the lungs, and that's the sweetest meat of the lobster. And 95% of the people who eat lobster throw it away.
You're
Really?
kidding me.
No.
It's funny, too, because...
Well, if it's put in front of you,
Yeah.
I imagine you can assume that you can eat it all, right?
Yeah, but people don't know
already
how.
Plated.
Yeah, but people don't know how to take it apart. They'll take the claw and the tail meat, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's worth, I mean, of course, there's a time of year where you get the caner size in, which are a little bit smaller.
Yep.
They're wonderful, and everyone's like, oh my goodness, lobster's on sale, but they're this big. You don't get much. It's worth the price you pay to get a full-size lobster.
Oh, yeah. Now, you don't want a lobster too big, because the older and bigger they are, the tougher
Absolutely
the meat.
true.
Good to know.
Love it. Love it.
Lobster connoisseurs.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Lobster 101.
Lobster
You
101.
know, I don't eat too much, to be honest. It's not one of the first things I would order, but a nice lobster on the side of a steak.
Can I say something?
Steak and lobster.
Yet again, it's very hard for me to do the show today to eat in front of our friends lobster, foie gras, with a foie gras sherry sauce.
know.
Oh, boy.
It's difficult.
I know, you know, I hate putting
Got
it to
it?
this torture.
I know, it's a tough life.
So you got some
Somebody's gotta
shallots
do
on the
it.
go here, sir?
Yep, and in 2 seconds, we're going to take Larry off. Now, Larry
Beautiful.
would take normally about 12 minutes to cook.
Right?
And the bigger they are, you add a couple minutes per quarter pounds. That's usually how the measurement comes when you buy them in the market.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So.
And is this in preparation for a sauce then?
Well, no,
or-
what we're going to do is we're going to take this meat, the foie gras, the mushrooms, the shallots,
boy.
the roasted tomatoes, and we're going to stuff that.
Oh,
And then you're going to be forced to eat it.
that's awesome. Forced.
Do it.
Forced to eat it.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, we are forced to go to a very quick break. Meantime, you can head on to our website, rodrostv.com/daytimedurham. There we have the Great Temptations website, the link to that website if you'd like more information about Chef Berman, what he does, some of the events, his
Right.
store, because your store is in Ajax, isn't it?
That's correct.
Exact address?
105 Bailey Street.
And that's where you can get the really delectable stuff,
Right.
right? All right,
Yeah.
stick with us. We'll have more of Daytime when we come back because we've got to put all this together, right?
Yes.
It's going to be amazing. Awesome. Smells good.
Welcome back to Daytime. We've got our good friend Chef Warren Berman here, who this is really hard for Cash and I, but we're going to have a little lobster today. We're going to have some foie gras and a sherry sauce, and well, let's go over to our good buddy Chef Berman and tell us how we put this all together.
So,
Great
what I've got in here is all the
Temptations.
lobster chopped up. We've got some shallots. We have a little garlic. We're going to add some flat leaf parsley. We're going to add our porcini drunken mushrooms.
Nice.
Drunken mushrooms.
Drunken mushrooms.
Sauteing in what was it? Sherry, rum?
No, the sherry sauce is there.
Sounds like a college story there, Chef Berman.
Yeah, well, we won't go there.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. You're right.
Hello. Watch the camera, kiddos.
Hey. Nice.
Yeah, a little bit of our friend John.
Jackie.
We call him John when you've been as friendly as I have with him. Yeah.
Jack is now John.
Jack is now John.
Okay, so this is the sherry foie gras sauce. Now,
baby.
that takes 2
I
hours
hate
to
my
make.
life.
And what I did with that is I took caramelized onions, reduced it right down, took a whole bottle of sherry, reduced it down to about a quarter.
What?
35% cream. Let that reduce, and then at the end I montate it, which is like
Wow.
finishing it and adding a velvety texture with fresh foie gras chunks. What we're going to do with the foie gras, though, instead of, I want you to actually have foie gras chunks, we're going to add that at the very last second. Because, you know,
Because you don't want it to melt, right?
I'm sorry, folks.
Nice.
It's Monday morning, and I might have to take
This
a
is
week
the
off.
best.
This is awesome.
Way to kick off a week, eh? This type of food, unbelievable.
Chef Berman, we don't usually talk about prices and stuff, but this would not be a cheap dish to produce for,
No.
yeah.
no, not particularly.
Not particularly. So where would you, for what type of event would you put something like this together?
Usually when I do the intimate dinner parties, like I'll do dinner
Intimate dinner
parties,
parties.
I'll do wine pairings, so I'll do dinner, 5 and 6 course meals.
Yeah.
And, you know, pair wines with them and go out and talk to the guests. And this is the kind of dish I
Sure.
would do for that.
This
Yeah.
would be a very expensive wedding if you wanted to
Yes.
serve this for, what,
Yeah.
100 people?
Jeez.
You'd be
Okay.
in trouble.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our lobsters,
Hello, lobsters.
spoon out of my little toolbox here.
You got it.
This is fascinating. No, I've actually never seen lobster prepared like this from good old start to finish. Poor Larry.
Do you know? Listen, you know what? This is the cream de la crop. Yes.
Oh, it is.
Okay. So, how are we doing on time, guys?
Oh, we've got how many more minutes? 3 minutes till
3
we.
minutes?
Just
end off
if the
this
foie gras is
segment.
enough, how about a little bit of 35%
Yeah,
cream? Come on.
nice.
Hello.
This
My
is
hips
very
are
good.
saying, "Oh yeah, baby."
You know what?
I'm waiting for it.
You know what?
Okay.
Put
You
it
know what?
right
No
here. Put
hippie
it right
chicks.
here.
No
Put it
hippie
right here.
chicks. No hippie chicks. Let's just eat. Come on. Don't worry about that.
So what I'm
okay?
going to do, guys, is I'm going to
What's
stuff
up?
it,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to bake it. And while you're doing the rest of your show,
Yes.
I will let him cook in the oven nicely, and then you guys will have to be forced to endure,
I know.
I don't think I can
it's
take the smell in the studio.
serious tough life.
Look at this.
No, it does smell delicious. Christian, should we do a little smell of it?
Okay,
What
yeah,
do you say?
absolutely.
What do you say?
Yes, yes.
Okay, camera two, camera two.
Bring it in,
Camera
come
two.
on.
Okay, bring
Bring
in the
it in.
smells. We'll
Bring
bring
it
it
in.
in.
Bring it in.
Oh my. And out to you.
Can you smell that?
Do you like
Can
it?
you smell that?
I
There's a
smell
lot
it.
of love
It's
in that
really
pan,
nice.
baby.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some fresh Reggiano Parmesan
Yeah.
and sprinkle on top.
Now,
And
Chef Berman, I got to ask you, as you're preparing the lobster, where can people get a hold of you to talk about, you know, these great? It's that time of year where people are entertaining.
They can contact me by my website. There's a request for quote key on there. They can call me on my mobile. I'm a chef, so we work all the time. And we've got our Christmas menus out, and
Nice.
we just did the Wedding Saver wedding on.
So,
Is it satisfactory there,
good
Christian?
old Lester, the lobster.
Lester's lobster.
Thank you,
Come on,
Lester.
Cash.
Thank you, Lester.
Go
do I
Brave.
get to try?
Come on, go Brave
Just
or go
take
home.
The spoon.
Just take the
okay,
spoon. Don't
take
touch
the
it.
spoon.
Look at that. She's hardcore.
She's hardcore.
Brilliant. I know, it's brilliant. I know. I know. A lot of love in that pan, kids.
Is that not like love in the mouth? Is that beautiful?
Oh, tell me about it, huh?
Yeah.
Come on.
I've got a problem. I'm gonna have to be alone.
Did you bring any Dom Perignon?
Oh, you know what?
Some
That's the one thing
Cristal?
I forgot.
Oh,
Oh my
absolutely.
goodness, all the taste going on. Now,
But
that is
that's-
something completely unique. I've never had anything like that.
Chef
is the whole-
Berman, we're going to check him out. Go to rogerstv.com/daytime Durham. You'll see all the information of how you can get a hold of this great chef. Hey, one of our own here from the DR. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Chef Berman,
you.
can't wait to taste this at the end of the show, and thanks again for coming. Hey, come on. Join us right after the break at the Daytime Roundtable. We've got broker Masood Van de Dusen, and he's going to join us and talk about the local real estate market right after the
talking,
break.
keep talking.
Keep trying.